Coming to you guys from a little bit of a different studio setup tonight as I'm rotating in this little rinky-dink office chair here. But please forgive me for the lower grade quality of this video because I'm actually recording this in the lowest HD setting possible on my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. Not because I'm trying to save space on my device, but because I'm trying to keep the file size as small as possible so that I can actually upload this video in some form of reasonable time frame, because the free hotel Wi-Fi upload speed is abysmal. Not to mention, I'm not trying to use up all my data on my 5G to upload these videos, knowing that I probably won't be using 5G when I get on the cruise ship in a few days. But I want to save that. I want to have that as a backup just in case. I'll be in international waters as we are traveling from Florida to Cozumel, Mexico. But either way, that's neither here nor there. I've been spending a lot of time actually editing videos and uploading them while we have been here because I've been recording content for our other channels. And those I want to make sure I upload in a relatively decent quality. I'm not uploading 4K. I'm uploading 1080p, but that's neither here nor there. I've actually done tests back and forth, and I haven't seen any real significant improvement in my video performance upgrading or uploading in 4K. So I don't know if I'm not going to say it's not worth it, but I'm just going to say I haven't seen it make that big of a difference to make me want to keep doing it. But it's interesting because that is quite possibly exactly what we are actually, the problem that we're facing right now. This is my room key here. It's time to let me go. That's crazy that it says that because I've been getting more and more emails and messages from members on the Patreon and new signups from new members on Patreon asking this question of, is it even still worth it? Can my channel actually grow? I'm seeing my subscriber count tank. I'm seeing my views drop. I'm seeing my revenue just disappear. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, there is a problem. Okay, there is or there was a problem, and the problem, not only the fact that YouTube has seen a decline in their advertiser revenue for 3 consecutive quarters, going on 4 consecutive quarters of a decline, as we are, entering into this or progressing through this recession, but it's a devastating situation, and it's ultimately a problem that YouTube had that they are trying to fix. Okay. And if you've been creating content for a while, or if you've been considering creating content for a while, or if you've watched others do it and you wonder, how do they get so many views on their videos? How do their channels grow so quickly? How do they get so many subscribers? How do they make so much damn money? Well, the simple fact of the matter is that it was pretty easy to do, which is why I told so many people to get started when I told them to get started, because it was just that simple and easy. All you had to do is press record. And there were a few tricks of the trade that would ultimately allow you the ability to grow your channel very, very quickly and make a substantial amount of money. However, that's not the case anymore. And I'm gonna tell you why. The problem is that YouTube realized and recognized what was happening, and they had to put a stop to it. And the reason why they had to put a stop to it is because I believe that, and I don't have any concrete evidence of this, but through a reliable source, I've been privy the information that the advertisers who were spending the money were not extremely happy and satisfied with the returns on their investments. And this was because if you knew how to manipulate and work the algorithm, it was a slam dunk. It was an easy layup, okay? And YouTube has now said, you know what? We're going to remove that ability. We're going to take away that simplistic, easy ability and feature which it was ultimately a pattern. Because the thing is, you got to realize is like, you probably got to the point where you recognize how different creators, different videos, different titles and thumbnails were all starting to kind of look the same. And that was the pattern. And if you understood and identified the pattern and ultimately were able to duplicate the pattern, then thus you were able to extract as many views and subscribers and revenue as possible. Now, obviously from there, the big ticket, the big picture would have been driving up CPMs and maximizing on conversions, but we can save that conversation and discussion for another day. The problem that I'm seeing now is that people are asking me, worrying in a panic, should I give up? Should I quit? Should I stop making YouTube videos? Should I make a whole new channel? How do I get views again? How do I get subscribers again? Like, the algorithm has changed, and I'm afraid that I can't support my lifestyle anymore. I can't earn a living wage. I'm going to have to quit YouTube altogether and go get a different job, or another job, with YouTube being potentially that additional supplement of your income through a side hustle, which theoretically should be a passive income stream with the amount of content that was being created that should be viewed on a regular basis if you did one thing in particular that's very, very important. But again, it was all based on a pattern. And I don't think a lot of people were actually trying to execute on a strategy rather than riding a wave or potentially just copying other people's content, which you probably realize now, if that were you and you were in that boat, that copying other people's content, well, one, it just doesn't work anymore. And two, who are you going to copy? Who are you going to copy now? Because nobody's getting the views and the reach like they used to, or at least it may seem that way. But either way, the simple fact of the matter is that if you are in this boat, if you are a struggling YouTube content creator, if you're a small channel, if you're a medium-sized channel, even if you're a large channel, or at least you think you're a large channel based on how many subscribers you have, or if you're just thinking about getting started, look, YouTube has already come out and said that the subscriber count is a vanity metric that absolutely means nothing moving forward. So now you got to say to yourself, or at least ask, what does matter? What does YouTube, the algorithm, Neil, the audience, viewers, people in general, more importantly, advertisers, really, really care about? That is the $1 million question. And the simple fact of the matter is, the answer is, it depends. Okay. Now, granted, I do believe that some channels will be grandfathered in. Okay. And they've already made their way. And odds are, if you've got over 1 million subscribers, even on your worst day, you're going to get a fair amount of views. But if you're starting a channel from scratch, or if you're still trying to grow your channel, or even having just recently got close to monetization, even though YouTube has slashed the subscriber requirement to 500 instead of 1,000 and reduced the total view hours to 3,000 instead of 4,000 over 365 days. And I think they even trimmed down the shorts requirement from 10 million in 90 days to something far more obtainable. But here's the kicker, folks. YouTube is quite possibly no longer going to allow you to make as much money as you used to in the past. They're not going to let you make a killing like you used to, the way that they used to let you do it. Now, the key is knowing how they will allow it to happen moving forward, and are you actually doing the things necessary to make that happen? Now, this could come in the form of getting a ton of views and ultimately increasing your, building your brand and growing your channel, increasing your subscriber count, the whole nine. Or you could come from a completely different angle and look to say, you know what, I just want to get the biggest bang for my buck. I want every view, no matter how many or how few I get, to mean more, to pay more, to ultimately maximize my income earning opportunity and potential, while further developing on a passive income strategy that ultimately multiplies and creates almost like dividend type payments on one viewer, on one subscriber, on one member. YouTube has memberships. YouTube offers these different ways of monetizing through memberships and super chat and super stickers and super thanks. And all it is a super scam and ripoff to allow YouTube to take 45 to 65% of the lion's share of the hard work and effort that you're going to put in, because they know better. They know that they've backed these creators into a corner, and they are hoping and praying that they can get back on track or back in YouTube's good graces. But I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it's not you, it's them. And they have made a change, a drastic change. Now, I don't know how long this change is going to last, because I think that if they continue down this path, it could potentially destroy the company and ruin it altogether, which I don't think Neil Moen really wants to see that happen. I don't think Sundar Pichai really wants to see that happen, because ultimately, who's next in line? Well, odds are you have two really good potential candidates out there that would love to take away YouTube's ability to creep in on their own market share, and those being TikTok and Twitter. Okay, just saying. Now, TikTok and Rumble is not even in the same arena. It's not even in the same ballpark. It's not even the same sport. The simple fact of the matter is, it comes down to TikTok and Twitter and one other. But here's the beauty of it. If you've got all four, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, plus one more, you really don't have anything else to worry about. I mean, it's going to be simple and easy. It may be somewhat of a, depending on your channel and your niche and your category and your audience and your content and your strategy and your style and your frequency, it could be a quick move, or it could be somewhat of a long-term play. But at the end of the day, I can guarantee you will see the difference being rectified from a tank and drop and a decrease and a deduction in views and reach and impressions and click-through rate percentages and ultimately revenue and profit, to seeing maximum gains overall. But I mean, at the same time, it's going to take a little bit more work, a little bit more effort than it has in the past. But YouTube, in my opinion, will reward those who go the extra mile. They realize that, they have created this platform and this opportunity that allows any and everybody really a chance in to get their foot in the door to capitalize on this revenue share, this ad revenue share, which they do want to do. But what they want to do is they want to ultimately put themselves on the highest stage level platform possible to be number one on this podium tier with 2 and 3, first runner-up, second runner-up, battling between TikTok and Twitter, and YouTube being the overall winner. And not only the overall winner in views, but the overall winner in quality, and the overall winner in clarity, and the overall winner in honesty, and the overall winner when it comes to the advertisers who are spending the money to run ads and be promoted on this platform. And that is where a lot of creators are going to run into a problem and an issue, because YouTube's algorithm is very smart, and it is leaps and bounds ahead of even you and I for the most part, and it has to be. If not, then it would ultimately allow for people to be able to infiltrate and break in and crack the code and ultimately extract as much money from it as possible, only to potentially disappoint YouTube's largest supporters. YouTube is a $50 billion plus a year organization, pretty much 95% supported by big corporate advertisers. Okay. It's going to come down to more than just creating content that aligns with the potential advertisers who would look to spend billions of dollars on the platform, and more so connecting with their end user, with their target market, with their consumer, at a time where discretionary spending is down, consumer confidence is at an all-time low. And we're entering into, if not having already been in, and will potentially be in for quite a while, a recession deep depression. Yeah. Trying to wrap your mind around it, right? Yeah, me too. And I've been doing this for probably the last 4 or 5 months as I saw the changes coming and happening since you guys probably saw the big glitch last year in December. Yeah, they've been working on this for a while. And honestly, I'm going to tell you guys right now, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Twitter, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Rumble, it doesn't matter. Even if they tell you that there's no specific algorithm that's going to help promote your video, there is. There always is. Even if it's Amazon FBA, or if you're selling on Etsy, or if you're on eBay, or if you're on Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, it doesn't matter. Even if you're in the real world working with real people in real business, you have to have a strategy that aligns with the algorithm. And that algorithm is ultimately the people and how you can get them to engage with you. Listen to what you have to say, trust and believe you genuinely and not trick them either. And then ultimately make them comfortable and want to do business with you. People, businesses, which are ultimately run by people for the time being, because granted, AI and artificial intelligence will eventually start making some bigger decisions. Before, you got to think AI is built off of a human being's, thought process. And at the end of the day, business is done, transactions are made, revenue is generated, profit is created by way of people buying with people that they like. And then they justify what their heart's doing with their head, okay? Not the other way around. And I'll tell you guys right now, if you've been making a few of these, although in the past, moves that allowed you to get viral view counts, seeing them happening today, and yes, I am speaking to some people in particular, you probably know who you are, not being anywhere near as effective. Well, that's just it. YouTube doesn't want to see that anymore. The consumer doesn't want to see that anymore. The people don't want to see that anymore. It's a new day. It's things have changed drastically, potentially going to change even more so as we approach some key dates here moving forward, and some possible changes that will affect not only this country, but the world in general. Look, all I'm doing is trying to share with you guys some basic information about what I've noticed and what I've seen, and ultimately at the end of the day, what I am doing, not just for me and myself, but for my business, for my wife, her channels, multiple channels, plural, my other channels, and other folks that are in my network, clients that I'm working with, consulting with, coaching, friends, family, others in the industry, trying to capitalize on the greatest opportunity that is going to be placed in front of us, but only for those who understand and know exactly what they're doing and how to do it. Otherwise, YouTube is just going to become a hobby. You're going to create content. You're going to upload videos. Very few people are going to see them. It's going to be very hard for your channel to grow. And ultimately, you're probably going to either succumb to continuously creating mediocre, low quality content, or giving up. And I do think that this is intentional, because you got to think, YouTube doesn't charge creators to upload content to YouTube, but YouTube does do something in particular, and that is they do run ads on everybody's videos, regardless of whether or not they're paying you for it. So they are making money on that somehow, some way, but at the end of the day, they also need to manage their servers, because the continuous feed and stream of uploaded new content costs them money. Not to mention the size of the content being uploaded at 4K, 5K, 8K, 12K, however many Ks it goes up to. The data centers that they have built out, these multi-million-dollar facilities, to run this operation is expensive, and what they have to do, what they need to do, is they need to purge the system, okay? And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have, because again, this is what I do. And I have ventured out into the world to continuously learn and adapt and evolve and create new channels, only to realize that YouTube has changed the rules for new channels. There's a new set of rules that limits how many uploads you can upload in a certain period of time, or how long a video can be, or the file size. Besides just, remember when they used to limit you on the ability to have a custom thumbnail? No, they have gone far more in depth in the ways in which they are limiting new content creators, ultimately trying to deter and persuade them to really think about if this is something that they really want to get involved with. Because they only want, again, the highest grade, the highest quality, and the best content and creators that'll ultimately allow YouTube to execute on their game plan and their strategy to put them at the top of the podium, number one, over TikTok and Twitter. And maybe even get them to a point in which TikTok and Twitter don't exist anymore, or fall under the Alphabet, Google, YouTube umbrella. Interesting. Anyway, I just want to share that with you guys so you are aware. I may or may not post another video here soon because, again, I'm working on other channels, but we're also leaving the country to enjoy this cruise and this family vacation. I may just throw up some shorts every now and then, but I will for sure be posting on Patreon. So make sure you check the link in the description down below. We've got a few spots left for the live stream, interactive live chat, and I don't think anybody else is doing it quite like the way that we are, and having these discussions and these real conversations with real people about real things that really matter, which ultimately boils down to either connecting and communicating with, other folks out there who speak your language, or just having someone to talk to who really gets you and understands you, and or helping you find ways of increasing your income, maximizing your revenue, diversifying your cash flow situation and positions, building businesses, creating YouTube channels, building your brand, other forms of monetization, the whole nine. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. I'm going to go back to my room. I will see you guys later. Take care. Be safe. Bye.